two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Slap it up and put it down. It's another movie news and trailer reactions from your boy Eddie Collins.
Guys, it's Justin Brown.
And we are Medium Popcorn, niggas spoiling movies, blah, blah, blah. And today we have a special guest to help us break down recent events. The Newark King himself, Gordon Baker Bone, is back, everybody. Y'all been asking for him, and look at him. He's here. If you go on youtube.com/Medium Popcorn. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm in severe need of a haircut. I'm trying to wait to get a haircut. You ever try to wait it out to get a haircut before a big event?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, I've done that.
That's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Before my brother's wedding, I was looking rough. It's like, oh, y'all gonna have a free barber? Like, okay.
Yep. I'll wait. I'll hold out.
When are you gonna get a haircut, though?
I'm probably gonna get a haircut like the first week of June. That's when I'm gonna do a haircut, get my hair retwisted, and then do like a shape up before the show.
What show is that you're referring to?
I don't know if you told anyone about this, but you and I were busy on January 18th. We'll be at the Bell House hosting.
You mean June 18th, right?
No, January 18th, right?
No, June 18th.
June 18th. I'm sorry. June 18th.
Next year, 2024. Get ready, y'all. It's gonna be a hell of a new year.
I ain't doing nothing. I ain't shaving my shit for a whole 6 months.
Yeah, I'm saving my haircut for January. No, June 18th at Bell House in Brooklyn. This is gonna be what, a third time there, Brandon?
This is gonna be like fourth, maybe. We've been there a few times. That's kind of like our home now in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But folks, you can join us in person at the Bell House in Brooklyn on June 18th, like Gordon said, or you can join us live stream if you're not in the Northeast area. Tickets can be bought at drunkblackhistory.com. If you've been to the show, you know. If you haven't, just know that you're gonna have some fun, learning new shit, and having some good laughs, because we always learn a lot, but we also laugh a lot too, because our history's hard, and Justin's been there a bunch of times. He's seen what the show is like,
Yeah.
He's even been on the show too, even though he don't drink. He popped in as Steve Harvey, which is one of the funniest. I still remember, like, Gordon and I set that up, and then people, I think for a second, people thought legit we might have had Steve Harvey.
Yeah, they really did. They really did. And when I walked out,
and then you came out with that mustache, looking crazy.
That actually has to be one of my favorite times on stage, because it was just the crowd lost it because they thought Steve Harvey was walking out, and then when I walked out, the whole audience, it's like the air got sucked out of the audience, and then they saw what I was wearing, and then it went right back up. So it was like this.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was great. That was great. It was like a bomb and the greatest show all of the same.
People still bring that up to me. They feel like me and Brandon, we wrote that whole thing and you just played along. And like a lot of people don't know, like that game show that we played, we didn't know the answers to. Justin was just reading. We didn't have any idea what people would say on stage, and it made for a great night.
It did. Yeah, it did.
And the white kid actually won.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing I had to manage because the black audience didn't want to give him a gift. I was like, come on, y'all, we gotta be friendly here. Like, it's a safe community.
Yo, you want to hear something that's crazy about that? The white guy that won, he was dating this black girl that still comes to our shows, and she told me at the last Drunk Black History they broke up, and he brags about it on his dating profile now.
That he dated a black woman.
No, that he won Drunk Black History Family Feud.
Oh no.
Well, the funny thing is, I think it was one of the shows I saw after that. I saw him there, and we had a whole conversation about it. He was like, "That was the greatest night of my life." Like, he really had a good fucking time. I was like, good for him.
And that's the thing, folks. We have repeat people coming to the show, so that means it has to be good. You don't just trek all the way out to Gowanus, Brooklyn, if a show's not bringing the heat. You know what I mean? That show was at Caveat though. That was like Lower
That was
East
like
Side.
Caveat in Manhattan, Lower East Side. I don't know if you guys have to do it like if my podcast has to do it. Like we always have to remind people. You go if you can't make it to Brooklyn, you can watch it online. We stream it also.
Yep. DrunkBlackHistory.com, y'all. Fuck with us, hang out with us. But in the meantime, we do have some movie news, and unfortunately, not all of it's the best. We have had some passings recently. We have actor Ray Stevenson, who appeared most recently in RRR. He's going to be coming up in the Star Wars series Ahsoka, and also was Frank Castle in Punisher Warzone, which arguably for me was the best Punisher movie. But yeah, he died at the age of 58.
Yeah, far too soon.
R.I.P. sir.
R.I.P.
Played the evil white guy in everything he did. He was not typecast at all. Another recent person that passed away is Jim Brown, one of the world's best, one of the best football players ever, died at age 87. It's a complicated history that Mr. Brown has.
Super complicated.
I found that out the hard way when I was like, posted rest in power, sir. And I'm going to watch Mars Attack. And then a lot of, Black women that I respect on Twitter started posting, hey, all y'all shout out Jim Brown. Just Google Jim Brown and Playboy Mansion and think about what you posted. And I was like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah,
That's
why I hung back on like I know Jim Brown as the athlete, like because he's before my time. And
so I had to in like the 40s.
Yeah, we're not 75, Gordon. Yeah, it's before all of our times. Gordon's I don't know about you, you youngins, but Jim Brown's before my time, guys.
He's before my time. But yeah,
I said 50s though. So.
Yeah, 50s. I just know, I know the highlights, and I know some of the dirt that went on with him. I know that he was one of the first Black actors to have like a sex scene on camera, right? Or a lovemaking scene.
Probably. That makes sense.
Yeah, because he stopped playing football when he turned 30. So he basically left the game at the height of his career, and then he decided to pursue a career as an actor. And he still holds records to this very day. So if he played, the kind of time that other people have put in, he'd probably have records that will never be broken. But he was a pivotal part of the civil rights movement. He was very much into Black empowerment. Only other part is that he was not very good to women, and he was also known for having let's just say a temper and a quick hand. So we can't congratulate him for that.
So much so that he got banned from the Playboy Mansion for a while, but he's such good friends with Hugh Hefner. Eventually, he got let back in, and I guess
reinstated to do it again.
And exactly. Apparently, he did it again. That's what got him a little bit more trouble and shit. So, him and
OJ had a big beef. Also, he had a big disliking of OJ Simpson because he felt like he was very open about what he went through, and OJ was always in the secrets and the shadows. And he was kind of jealous because at the same time, OJ was coming up in films and getting roles and commercials, and he's just like, all right, I don't like this. So it was a bit of a jealousy between the two of them.
Well, but OJ, I think a part of it is also because OJ was Jim Brown was very pro-Black.
Yes, he was.
Like you said, and OJ really liked to take a step back and I'm not Black, I'm OJ. So he was something different.
That backfired real quick on him.
Yeah, so all of that, he basically looked at OJ like he was an Uncle Tom. You know what I'm saying? But then again, Jim Brown is also somebody who was coming up in the civil rights movement and all that kind of stuff. So he was a different kind of guy, and he was a tough fucking dude. He was a tough dude, and it's like he's those old school just ruffians, and obviously that also transferred into how he treated women, unfortunately. But
yeah, and his fists were strong because he broke that alien's glass helmet with his bare hands. That was a pivotal moment in Mars Attacks when they realized, we could kill these niggas. But yes, rest in peace, sir. Even though you have a complicated history, but we all do. but like
Yeah.
he's kind of fucked up. But also most recently, Tina Turner, the legendary rock and roll singer, has died at the age of 83 after fighting a long illness. Listen to her music this morning. As soon as I heard the word,
Please,
Yeah.
please tell me what's wrong.
Wait, who is that?
What
What?
you show your love? What you say?
That's your Tina
every time Justin sings, it kind of always sounds like Ron Isley meets Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, who is that?
Well, I'm also not a woman, so I can't hit the notes of Tina Turner.
You could do Tina. Try
can
one more
try.
time. Try Justin. Try doing Tina. Being true to Tina. Try being true.
Oh my God.
Come on, you can do it.
Oh my God.
What's love got to do with it? You got that boy.
Come on.
Love got to do
There you
Do the
go.
shoulders.
with it.
Okay.
What's love but a second hand? Oh, yeah.
Okay,
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, yep. Give it to the people. That's right. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. That's what we do over here at Media Popcorn.
Can I just say this? First of all, Tina Turner, I actually saw her in concert.
Really?
Dope.
Yeah, I saw her in concert. Oh my God, I think it had to be like 2007, 2008. And probably she's the second best concert I've ever seen in my life. Best performance.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Like I'm talking like no, like if you haven't seen Tina Turner, you haven't seen someone put on a fucking show. This woman, like the set pieces were absolutely amazing. Obviously, she's elevated age at this point, and like they had a crane that came up and then like went over the audience. They had like a little like cage in the front where she was in and like singing and things like that.
Yeah.
And at one point she got out of the cage and she was dancing on the arm of the crane over the crowd. I was just like, holy shit. I also have a picture of Tina Turner pointing because as the crane is coming our way, we start saying Anna May, and she points right at us, and we have a picture of Tina Turner like what the but it was an amazing concert, and like is one of the things I never forget. But like she was beyond the talent, and like if you like oh my God, and like a voice, she was just like ahead of her time.
Yeah. Not to forget her
Of
acting
course.
career.
The movie, what's love got to do with it? One of my favorite movies. Yeah,
She just a flat out icon. I was going down trying to remember like my first time remembering her, and it was from like the Mad Max series, and that's what really made me get to know her because I knew of her music, but I didn't know who it was because like my parents would play it. But then when I saw her in that film, I was like, all right, I like this person. She was scary, but I liked it.
Brandon, you
Well
want to
respected.
share something about Tina, about anime?
I mean, just her music, like, simply the best. And what's love got to do with it? I've always loved those songs. I mean, she recently had that remix of What's Love Got to Do with It. So she had a little bit of pop for it with the youngins, which was nice to see. I mean, but yeah, she's been a great performer. Like whenever I've seen
Broadway
like
play recently.
yeah. I mean,
Oh, really? I didn't know that she had a Broadway play.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
or was it a play? It's just, but
I
maybe
think it was a
off
musical,
Broadway.
right?
It was a musical.
yeah.
It was a musical. Yeah.
And so, yeah, rest in power, ma'am. You had a
Hey,
hell of a
Tina.
legacy. Yeah.
Yeah, she died in Norway, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like married to like some sort of royalty or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I don't know if it was Norwegian royalty, but I think she when she remarried, obviously after leaving Scummy McScummington,
Yep.
she ended up yeah, they're not gonna put his name out there, but she ended up like remarrying a royal in some way, shape, or form. But like yeah, just regarded as one of the best to ever do it and one of the biggest musical stars, icon beyond icons.
I mean, she told us she's simply the best.
Switzerland is what you think. It was Switzerland.
Switzerland. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, Switzerland.
okay.
There you go.
Well, hopefully she has some good Danishes before.
What?
Isn't that what they specialize in Sweden? They got the Danishes.
Chocolate. You could have said chocolate. You could have said anything.
I
Nigga,
study
you could have
Black
said
history.
pocket knives.
I study Black history. I don't fuck with Swedish history. Okay, that's drugblackhistory.com, everybody. Speaking of celebrities and health issues. It was revealed that Jamie Foxx, contrary to what his daughter said, is actually still in a rehab facility with family and friends frequently visiting. This rehab facility apparently specializes in folks dealing with cancer, strokes, and spinal injuries, which I think further leads to the speculation that he had a stroke. Which is really hard as, obviously someone that not only does a lot of public speaking, but is a comedian and, is very expressive with their face. So wishing him the best recovery possible. You can't say speedy at this point. It's been almost months now. So.
Well, I mean, and it's also just the fact is like, Jamie Foxx is, in very good shape, especially for his age. So, being, and speaking just in the realm of just, Black men and Black health, guys, take care of yourselves, get yourself checked, do your doctor's appointments and things like that, because, no matter how much, you work out and stuff like that, you can still have underlying health issues that you don't know about. So, please, guys, take care of yourselves, and women as well. Please take care of yourselves. Do all your
get
checks.
them checkups.
But I think, I definitely said Black men because typically we don't take care of ourselves. And I don't know, maybe just be afraid of doctors. I know I am. I'm not afraid of doctors, but like it's just something I don't think about. And so guys, just let's just be better at maintaining and taking care of our health.
Yep, and that includes also dentists too. A lot of people don't consider dental work as health, but because I'm not afraid of doctors, but I'm afraid of dentists. And so, but I know oral hygiene is like really important because it can impact health, heart health and shit. So
yes,
fucking dentists are creepy though.
I don't know what your thing is with dentists right now.
Fucking open my
well,
mouth.
you
so
know
you
what?
Can
You know
look at
what?
there and shit.
To Brandon's defense, we
Playing around
did
my
have some
bones.
dentists back in the day where people go under and then they were going in. So
yes, that is true.
So
wait, what do you mean going in?
Like they would,
nigga.
Like
Going
fuck
in.
my mouth?
Yeah, no, you would go to get your mouth fixed, but they'd kill you.
What?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Dude, okay.
No, hold on. Before Gordon goes somewhere wild. No, the dentists, people go get their mouth fixed, and then they were basically under anesthesia. They were having sex with women or doing sexual acts with people, things like that. They weren't killing people, but if Gordon has a story about a killer dentist, please, Gordon, go on.
So, I'll be doing research for Drunk Black History all the time, and come to find out, George Washington teeth, they weren't made of wood. Guess what they were made of, guys?
Slave teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they were killing people for the teeth.
You don't think so?
I think they just were taking teeth off of corpses. They had so
Really?
many.
You think back then they were just like, let's wait till he dies?
Well, I mean,
it's like, oh, this nigga Toby got a real nice grill on him. Give me the teeth. Give me the teeth.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you saying that like Steve Harvey were around slave days. George Washington was like, I want those.
Yeah, he just
I want those chompers. It's fucking crazy. But also not out of the realm of possibility.
I don't.
Hey, Mr. President, what you doing, boy? Get your hand up out my mouth.
And you still wear that fucking suit?
Steve Harvey sees George Washington coming, and he brushes down his mustache to cover his teeth, trying to hide it.
All right. Well, let's go into some casting news. This is fucking crazy. Mortal Kombat 2 is in pre-production. The sequel to the New Line film that came out during the pandemic with the same date release for HBO Max. And Tati Gabriel, an actress who's appeared on You, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, as well as Uncharted, is in talks to play what the fuck? Jade, who was what's his name's daughter, right? That's a big black dude with the metal arms. Fuck, what's that character's name?
Jax.
Yeah. Jade is Jax's daughter, I believe.
Is
maybe
I wasn't big into Mortal Kombat because I didn't like the animation because like for whatever reason. But then when I gave the movie a try when I was younger, I don't know, it just turned me off. Are you guys into like the new Mortal Kombat series?
The video games aren't bad. The video they rebooted it because there's a recent trailer out for Mortal Kombat 1 that's coming out in the fall. That looks dope as hell. But like I've never been like the biggest, like you said, Gordon, I've never been the biggest Mortal Kombat fan. For me growing up, I think my favorite fighting game was Virtua Fighter. I know a lot of people say Street Fighter, but like for me, like I had Sega. So Virtua Fighter like was always like a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Jade was not Jax's daughter.
Which character is that?
I didn't think so, but I didn't know too much to make correct anybody.
Yeah, no. Jade. So Jade, there's Jade and Katana. Jade is like is an assassin, but she's a friend of Katana. I believe Katana is Shao Kahn's or whatever's daughter. The main bad.
Got it.
Yeah,
the
the boss level guy.
Yeah, the boss dude.
Listen,
she was not the daughter of Jax.
Fair enough. But listen, it don't matter because Tati Gabriel is a beautiful, beautiful woman. Some of the best eyebrows in the industry.
She does a beautiful.
No, Gordon, I don't.
She has really great eyes too.
Have you seen
eyes. She's a beautiful woman.
Huh?
Do you know who Tati Gabriel is?
No, I think I might have to look her up.
Man, she.
You do. She was in Departed. No, not Departed. What's the fucking video game? Uncharted. Sorry.
Yeah.
She was in Uncharted, and she's gorgeous. She's also in You. She was also in the.
I know. I named all her credits, but Gordon, I guess he's not aware. He's not aware of this this beautiful woman's work. You know?
Oh, yeah, I know who this is. Oh, okay. I forgot about. Oh my, yo, I do know who this is. I totally forgot. Oh yeah, she is.
That's right.
I'm mad you went with her eyebrows, bro.
Man, those eyebrows are chef's kiss.
Gorgeous cheekbones, facial structure, bro. Just compliments all.
You said gorgeous. You had gorgeous cheekbones. At first, I thought you said Gordon's cheekbones. I was like, that's a weird statement to make, but sure. I mean, if you want to acknowledge your facial expression, sure. Facial qualities, whatever makes you happy, man. More casting news. An actress, Renate Renez, who is the star of the Oscar-nominated romantic drama The Worst Person in the World, has signed on to star opposite Pedro Pascal in Weapons, the follow-up project for Barbarian from filmmaker Zach Kreger. Barbarian was a huge breakout hit last year, and this is the follow-up that had the whole industry buzzing. There was a whole bidding war and shit with it. Justin and I actually really, really liked The Worst Person in the World. That was one of our favorite movies. I think we saw, what was that, Toronto Film Festival, maybe? Yeah. But so that's a solid actress, and Pedro Pascal, he's one of the most reliable actors in the business right now. I say reliable because he's also a solid actor, but after the whole Jonathan Majors thing, I think it's safe to say something bad would have came out about Pedro at this point. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that he stays reliable and likable in this industry, but you never know. You never know what people have in their closets.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask y'all because y'all do travel and watch movies in like fantastic places. Like, what's the protocol? Are y'all allowed to eat during these movie premieres? Do y'all got like popcorn and whatnot?
Yeah.
I mean, but some places don't sell popcorn. Some theaters don't sell popcorn. That we've gone for.
That was an exception though. When we were in Toronto, remember that was the first summer after
That's true.
That's true. August 2020. So
there was one Tribeca Film Festival. They didn't have popcorn available as well.
Yeah.
So follow-up hood question: have you snuck food into these premieres?
No, Gordon, because we already have it hard enough as Black critics, and so to be sneaking in some fried chicken and salmon and shit.
Gotta be chicken and salmon. Just little snack, maybe goobers, raisinets.
Oh yeah, well something that's not like doesn't have a scent. Yeah, that should be fine. But if you bring it in Popeyes,
you can't be bringing jerk chicken into the movie.
Fucking got everyone's eyes watered up and shit. But yeah, it's already hard enough being Black critics in this industry, and then to have, if we brought in food, bro, it would just be. It would be so bad.
They'd be like, "Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave."
They already do that to us, but we don't have food. So.
Yeah, we have actual tickets. They're just like, "Yeah, we're gonna need you guys to come down here. We need to verify you."
Oh man.
But yeah, I have been to a few screenings. It's interesting because I've been to a lot of screenings out here in LA. They provide you with popcorn and shit, which is dope. They give you
Nice.
free popcorn and soda and all that stuff. Like they treat you nice. You go out to New York though, some screenings, they just be like, "Here's a ticket," and they pretty much kick you on the way into the theater.
Yeah,
it's a different treatment.
They really do. They're like, so out in LA, I imagine they're just like, hey, why don't you rate us pretty well? We love you to say great things about your experience here in New York. They're just like, hey, you fuck yourself. Fuck this movie. I don't care what you fucking think. It don't matter.
Hey, sit down, shut up, watch the movie, then leave.
Yeah. The studios are all
movie.
Yeah, there's a reason why we don't get invited to Warner Brothers films screenings anymore, because we complain about them. But anyways, speaking of Warner Brothers though, their recent revised app Max debuted yesterday as of this recording, and they already had some blowback because they started consolidating credits for creatives on movies and projects, and really pretty much put all of them under the label creators, which caused a lot of controversy with the WGA and the DGA, Directors Guild and Writers Guild, and they quickly course corrected or said they will. This company, Warner Brothers Discovery, they just keep fucking up. I know they got a lot of money, but Jesus Christ, man.
They keep fighting dirty, man. I don't trust Discovery at all, man.
Yep.
I can't.
Why specifically Discovery don't you trust?
Because they make TV that you like, but you don't want to watch it at the same time. Like they run, if I'm not mistaken, they make like most of the food shows. Am I correct?
Yeah, and a lot of
also
like
those murder.
yeah.
Murder shows, those
doc.
home improvement shows, or like where couples have to figure out like, hey, I got this budget of like $1.50, but I also want a mansion or some goofy shit like that.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous things. I'm just like, this is bad TV, but you keep watching it, you keep consuming it. And I feel like they want to make that type of films now, where it's bad films that you can't help but consume.
Yep. Yeah, that's about right. That's why, like, when they were doing the merge, I was like, who the fuck cares about Discovery? But I guess a lot of white women that, work from home, they're excited about it, I guess. But it's fucking weird.
People that, okay.
You don't think so? Somebody's got to be watching this content.
I don't know who. I just know Food Network be grabbing me sometimes. I can't help it. Like Guy Fieri, I don't like him, but I watch. I can't help it.
What do you got against Guy Fieri, man?
He just doesn't have a great taste palette, but like every time he goes somewhere, I just want to prove him wrong.
But you know what? You know what's crazy though? I went to Guy Fieri's restaurant in Vegas.
It's terrible, right?
No, it's actually pretty decent.
Oh, I went to the one in the Villages in Florida. That shit, it was so bad. I couldn't finish anything. A week later, that shit closed overnight. People didn't get paid. That shit was wild.
Well, you know what? I mean, I guess it's also Vegas, and it's close to the LA, so they're probably going to do it a little bit better. But at the same time, I was literally having this conversation with somebody else who I know who's going to Vegas very soon. And it was like, Serendipity in New York. There's a Serendipity, I think Serendipity 3 in Vegas, probably one of the biggest pieces of trash I've ever been to. But the one in New York are great. Like New York staples, but the Serendipity 3 in Vegas, holy shit. I've never wanted to just throw a plate at a chef before.
Oh,
it was
shit.
bad.
I mean, the problem is that chef will just throw a knife at you. So you got to be careful when it comes to kitchen stuff.
Very sharp knives.
Yeah.
Yep. You get up all over your ass. Speaking of getting up an ass, Vin Diesel plans to do a lot of spinoffs to Fast and the Furious. He said that there's several. What?
I'm sorry. Like you said last, and I'm like, do you honestly believe that?
What do you mean?
Last Fast and the Furious.
I mean, I think it's going to be. I think he's done after this. If you seen the newest one, I mean, they're so long in the tooth. Like, unless they CGI all of them and make them look fresh to death, it's not a good look for anybody to keep going.
I'll just say this. I don't think that Vin Diesel is better than having all these spin-offs with all of these, female characters and yada, 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 things like that. And then Toretto just shows up for the save at some point.
Like,
like-
he's a common thread through all of them and shit.
Yeah, I feel like he's just
God.
gonna pop. He just may pop up and do something superhero-esque to save the fucking day. So like
Yeah.
it all comes down to Toretto saves the day.
Every single time.
I fucking hate it. I hate that he has so much power because he's been notoriously weird his whole career. Like, even before he blew up, like, I heard stories about him on Knockaround Guys where people were like, yeah, this guy's fucking nuts. So to know that he's like one of the biggest like, he has one of the biggest power brokers in Universal, at least, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, man.
But
He started, wait, was his first film, it wasn't Saving Private Ryan. He just was in it, right?
that was one of his first feature films.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's that and like Knockaround Guys. There was a lot of stuff in the like late 90s that like he
Okay.
did, like that came out like back to back to back. Like it was like Saving Private Ryan, Boiler Room, like a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And like, and it's crazy because he wasn't even supposed to be the guy in the Fast and Furious franchise. And the next thing you know, now look at him. Like, that's just nuts.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, you get in where you fit in. You know, that's what I always say. Onto some superhero news. The writer of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Jeff Loveness, is reportedly off the script for Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Justin and I had previously on an episode reviewing Ant-Man 3, we were like, oh man, we're worried about this writer having his hands on Kang Dynasty because that's essentially, you know, setting up the next, like, we're setting up the next Thanos, right? And that's the culmination of all of that. So to hear that he's off the project, not just because of the WGA, apparently this happened before the strike was authorized, does make me happy a little bit because I was very worried about that. However, I think Marvel has bigger problems right now than to figure out just who's going to write this shit, but also like,
Who's gonna be Kang?
are we writing it? Because I've also heard rumors that they might be trying to divert from Kang as the big bad in this new phase now, given the Jonathan Majors controversy.
I gotta ask you a question. Like, with the Flash coming out and they're still using that kid, do you think that Marvel might push through like they did for the Flash and just keep Jonathan Majors?
And if it were another studio, I'd say yes, but because it's Disney, absolutely not.
Okay.
I don't think Disney is gonna play that shit because and as Ali said, he's not white. So,
Yeah, Ali in
I
the
didn't want to be
chat
the
said
one to
that.
say it. I didn't really want to say it after the teeth thing. I was like, all right, no, I'm not going.
yeah, but I mean, but like, yeah, if it wasn't Disney, I think I think he would have had a better chance of somehow surviving it. But yeah, not with Disney, not with, you know, their kind of focus on kids and things like that, and like not with the way Disney kind of has like their code of ethics.
Yeah.
So yeah. And again, he's not white.
I think they're keeping it. Yeah. And folks, remember, if you sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/mediumpopcorn, you get to join us live via Zoom as we record these episodes, be part of the experience and part of the chat. But yeah, I think they just haven't publicly said like we're parting ways with Jonathan Majors or recasting the role. Just because I think they're still trying to figure out who's able to commit to that and how they would do that in the storytelling. Because let's be real, I mean, they have to know, people know something about how bad the Jonathan Majors situation is, because you don't just lose a bunch of gigs and your agents overnight and people don't know something. Usually it's like, let's do a wait and see. But even Ezra Miller didn't lose all of their representation. They you know, were in legal trouble and they were like, you know, PR was bad, but it was never like this onslaught of like all the things that they lost within like a weekend.
But at the same time, go ahead, Gordon.
No, I'm saying he did gain a girlfriend through all of this. He's with Megan Good now, apparently.
Yeah, but he taking her out to Red Lobster. That was a TMZ story this morning. I mean, like everybody loved cheddar biscuits, but like my brother, like you were in Ant-Man 3. You were in Creed.
You were in a different tax bracket, my man.
Okay, but how many places can you go to that got them biscuits? Answer that for me. Exactly.
Well, you can make them at home.
Frozen now.
Yeah, you can make them at home. Just put them in the oven.
But at the same time, as far as Ezra Miller, they can also kind of lean on the fact that it's a mental health issue.
Jonathan Majors probably is too. Like, have you seen the characters he plays?
No. Let's Brandon. Let's not have assaulting women as a mental
Well,
health issue.
no. I'm not saying that.
Bro,
but like,
bro,
but
what the
I'm not
fuck?
saying that. But like, hurt people, right? And so like, unless like you're public about like maybe the trauma you've been, you know what I mean? Like, it's like
Brandon, stop.
All
Yeah,
right,
and
well,
also he said,
stop.
and also to clarify, Brandon said hurt people, not hurt people.
Oh yeah. I'm not talking about begging goods people. That'd be weird. Yeah,
It
no,
hurts.
I'm not at all trying to defend Jonathan Majors at all. Like, but also the thing is, it's fucking crazy because we don't know all the facts. And the same with the Ezra Miller shit. Like everything, you know, we don't know what we don't know. All that shit's either being kept by the authorities or like the people and the reps and the studios all covering the shit up. It's all fucking shady. But I would say, you know, Ezra, it's fucking it is colorism to an extent.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's why I asked y'all, because like I turn to y'all for all my industry like opinions and knowledge, because like y'all know it better than I do, because y'all know the inner workings of like the studios and background and how like the industry works. And I'm always like, when I saw that the Flash came out, I was just like, wait a minute, didn't this dude do all this like hating shit like a couple months ago? And now he's like at a movie premiere.
Well, remember they like paused. They that was supposed to come out a long time ago. I think they like shelved it for a while, and we're just hoping people forget. And I think that that's the plan for the Jonathan Majors controversy, because Loki just got announced, and I think that that's coming out in the fall.
Yeah.
And King is probably going to be like the main villain of the new season too, right? So I think they're like, let's kind of wait it out a little bit and see how bad it is when we finally release this thing. I think that's the same way that I think that's the reason why Warner Brothers has been getting everyone and their mother who has any kind of clout on social media to watch The Flash and then praise it online. You know what I mean? Because I think they're trying to like reverse the PR and like, you know, redirect the attention of what, you know, people are like thinking about when they see these movies.
Sure.
So, I mean, Ali actually put something pretty interesting in the chat, though. It says, Ezra looks like he had a hard time lifting boxes. Jonathan Majors literally just played a heavyweight champ and a universal destroyer. So, like, it's just also the optics of it kind of play into it. And, you know, obviously, you know, let's take the racial factor out of it. But, like, if you're looking at these two men, just, you know, off of sheer size and physical prowess, you know, Jonathan Majors is far more threatening. So actually, you know, putting his hands on a woman is going to be 10 times worse in most people's in the public eye. And again, we're not even adding the race factor onto that. So then you add that on, and like, public enemy number one.
Sure.
I mean, whenever Black people do the same crime as white folks, the consequences are always way more severe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, obviously Chris Brown dealt with everything that happened with the Rihanna stuff, but there were so many white rock stars that were notorious for beating the shit out of their wives and mistresses and whoever the fuck on the road. And they got barely slapped on the wrist. They're still able to tour and make money and shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah, the reason I asked was because of that reason, and also knowing that Disney works with ESPN, who works with like UFC and stuff like that. So I was just like, how do they navigate that?
They're all in bed together. They're all in bed together and protecting the money. That's all it is about. It's these fucking corporations, man.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But speaking of DC, there is pre-production happening on James Gunn's Superman. Currently casting is underway. Apparently Nicholas Hoult is the front runner for playing Lex Luthor, which is an interesting choice. I will say though, like, I'm not as excited about like a new Superman, given that we knew that Ta-Nehisi Coates and Michael B. Jordan were working on their own Superman film, which is supposedly still in development, but there's no word on where that is. You know, it's a bit frustrating that James Gunn and Ta-Nehisi couldn't just collaborate on whatever the fuck that was. And given us Michael B. Jordan, who's now one of the biggest bankable stars globally at this point, to be Superman. Like, but again, I think it's a racial thing, but you know, people are going to tweet at me and be like, everything's always racial with you, Brandon. I'm like, it barely is, but sure. You know, it's a bit frustrating. But what are your all's thoughts on the Superman legacy that's in development and shit?
I'm just a fan of James Gunn. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just a fan of James Gunn. I'm liking all his projects. I didn't think I would be such a James Gunn fan, but after I see what he does when he gets his hands on the film, I'm kind of excited about it a little bit. I know, I would prefer to see Michael B. Jordan and James Gunn work together, but it is what it is. But for someone that doesn't like DC at all, hearing that James Gunn is going to be involved, I want to see it.
What do you mean you don't like DC at all? Like, you mean like the Snyder shit, or like in
the Snyder stuff? I'm trying to think of my favorite DC character or DC film recently was. Damn. Okay, it's hard to even think. Like Suicide Squad was all right, and I watched it once. I was like, all right, that's cool. But also it's just I don't get behind a lot of DC characters. Like Batman really doesn't do it for me at all. Just sorry.
Man.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a tough one for me.
Yeah, because Justin and I are.
I love vengeance, baby. I'm all about the vengeance.
Yeah, we're all about the vengeance and riddles and shit.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think being the Riddler, if I just had a mental breakdown and didn't give a fuck, I would love to be the Riddler or the Joker, just leaving clues around and shit and having people try to figure out.
Those are two vastly different. Or are they
one you leave? Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, but they both are maniacal and just want to see chaos reign. So.
All right, Brandon's telling us a lot tonight.
All right, and then
here I am talking about I love me some Batman. Brandon's just like, man, the Riddler and the Joker. I'd love to be one of them. Look at this crazy nigga over here.
So we did watch some movie trailers, folks.
Yes, we did.
We watched quite a few actually. Let's start off with the black one, The Haunted Mansion, starring Lakeith Stanfield and directed by Justin Simeon, who did Dear White People. It looks like fun.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like keep being weird in a kids movie. I think that could be a good combination. No,
it's
okay.
just
No.
It does look fun, but at the same time, it's like a part of me is just like, do we need Lakeith in this movie? We want him in like more of I don't know, I like his acting and this serious roles and things like that. And I'm just like, give us the good stuff.
I mean, he can play quirky very well, though.
Oh no, I know.
Lance
Yeah,
Darius. I mean, that's 100%. Just one of the.
Yeah. I feel like this Disney film is the first one that Disney's going to embrace Black goth kids and pull them on board, because I don't feel like it's for anyone under the age of 14. And I know people are going to try to drag their kids to it because they're going to be invested in it, because you got Danny DeVito in it. You got Tiffany Haddish in it. Who's the comedian?
Is Tiffany uncanceled now? Whatever happened with that whole fallout with the comedy?
I do not know. I just I'm always surprised.
She paid some money.
Pop up someplace. It's like she's one of those people that you see pop up. You're like, oh, are you out?
Yes.
Like the that always go to jail, and you're like, oh, you out of? Okay, I'm having you home.
So I mean, I'm surprised. At the same time, speaking of canceled, I'm surprised the Keith didn't get canceled for all his shit on Clubhouse. That ain't wilding out.
I think that's the reason why Clubhouse shut down.
They're like, yo, Lakeith.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was Lakeith and Tiffany wilding out on Clubhouse. Maybe they was doing it from different trailers at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just like, how can we blow up our careers? Let's do it at the same time. Let's see what happens.
I bet you they won't cancel us.
But yeah, Haunted Mansion looks like, to me, it looks like a lot of fun. And anything that stars people of color in the lead roles and seems to have a decent budget, I'm going to always support. Even if it ends up being dog shit, you just got to do it.
Yeah. I like the fact that, wait, is it the producer from Pirates of the Caribbean that's behind it?
Yeah.
I like that vibe. I don't know. That's the weird thing about me. I'm a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan.
Even after the first one, I thought the first one was the only one that was good.
Nah, my favorite character in Pirates of the Caribbean is Calypso, and her getting her vengeance. Man, that was a great movie.
That okay. Oh well. All right. Another movie that stars a black protagonist, or I guess anti-hero in this case, was The Creator, starring Justin's favorite actor, John David Washington, aka the Woodman that he calls him.
The Woodman.
Very interesting though. It's directed by the dude that did half of Rogue One, at least. I'm curious to see how this plays out because I'm always into like a good sci-fi movie, and some of the scenes look pretty cool.
Even though that first scene where he's talking to the little girl, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight up my dad right here." Like he's like, "I'm just gonna act like my dad would act in this scene." But I was like, I mean, it does look interesting, and like it's not often that I say, "Hey, I think I may actually watch that John David Washington film," but it looks like something I may actually want to see.
See, I feel like we're saying it, but we're not saying it at the same time. It looked fun, but it didn't really excite me. It kind of underwhelmed me. I don't know whether it was the trailer or just I didn't like where it was headed in the trailer at all. Just like nah. Out of all the trailers that you sent, Brandon, I think that's like second to last for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's just because we don't know enough about what's going on, but I thought the visuals with the humanoids and stuff that looked pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We got the Color Purple trailer with one of the most stacked black casts I've ever seen in recent memory. It's based on the musical, not the
the movie.
Steven Spielberg adaptation.
Oh,
I gotta tell y'all though, Fantasia. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I haven't seen the musical. I haven't heard the musical, but that song, and y'all might clown me on this. It gave me goosebumps. Like I was like, whoa. Like what the fuck is this emotion I'm feeling? I think it was also like, Justin and I've talked about this a lot on this podcast, especially about movies that have all black casts. When we look good, black people look so beautiful.
Yeah.
And like when we were popping with color, and like I mean, there was just scenes in
when
this,
it's done the right way.
Yeah, there's scenes in this trailer where I'm like, this looks beautiful. I can't wait to see this.
And they got my Taraji P. Henson in this.
Yes,
well.
they do.
And Taraji, what? So Taraji, and that's the thing. It's like Taraji has a great range. But she can actually, and she gives you so many different looks. Like she can give you like this, she can play the little slavey if she needs to. No, but I mean, because she has, given us some of those roles. But I knew the way it was coming out. I'm just like, okay. But then she can give you, the ultra glam as well. Okay. And yet, regardless of where she goes, it just works. And I just think Taraji P. Henson is a phenomenal actress, and she always brings her A game. Except what's that fucking Tyler Perry movie we saw in the theater?
I Could Do Bad by Myself. Oh no, Acrimony.
Acrimony. Yeah. That movie, nothing could have saved that.
But
nothing
they filmed that movie in 7 days, Justin. Come on.
It doesn't matter. The movie was made, and they played it in theaters.
And it was a hit. 7 days. We watched it. We paid
and it was
$4.
trash. It was trash. But one thing I just have to say about The Color Purple. Now, obviously, I know this is based off the book and not off the, a remake of the movie and such like that. But the movie holds a special place in my heart because it's so quotable. If you black and you got at least a few quotes from The Color Purple for the most part. Most black people do, of a certain age, obviously. But I was at a club years ago, and apparently, unbeknownst to us, the club host for that night was a drag queen, and the drag queen throughout the night just kept on throwing out these random Color Purple lines, and they were just so well placed and so fucking funny, like killing me. So every time I think about Color Purple, once I saw this, I immediately saw that drag queen just making me fucking die. Like I so fucking funny. So like I always have this positive experience with The Color Purple of a drag queen just throwing out random lines in the middle of a party and just like being the funniest person just in that moment. I know it's a random thing, but like that's where I get from The Color Purple, because it's just it's so quotable, and it's I'm sorry guys, I love The Color Purple.
No, you're absolutely right. It is very quotable. It's like one of my favorite films, which it makes me feel weird to say it's one of my favorite films, because it's such a film that's filled with like so much heavy shit that's in it.
Yeah.
And like you gotta focus on the levity within it to get past that heavy shit. So it's just wow. And also to get to touch on Brandon's point with Fantasia, who I think is brilliantly cast for this, because her voice is the reason you have goosebumps, Brandon. And I say this with Sarome all the time. He taught me this. She got struggle voice. She sings her pain.
Yeah.
So like when she sings, it's not jolly. It's not, you're not getting Taylor Swift, I'm happy. You getting that raw heart.
That's soulful. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Damn, you getting me. I got goosebumps.
I think it's safe to say that we will be watching The Color Purple and supporting that movie. I see a lot of awards coming.
Even though I'll be a little upset if I don't hear "You sure is ugly."
Oh, you know what?
Oh boy,
that is one of my
MISTER. Period.
Speaking of ugly, we watched the teaser trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's. I never played that game. It's a game, right?
I have no clue. I just watched the trailer and I was like, I'm interested. I'm going to go see this.
But it reminded me of the Nicolas Cage movie where he fights animatronics at a amusement park, at a arcade thing.
No, I haven't seen that film, but like I'm liking this because like it kind of reminds me of a New Jersey staple, Chuck E. Cheese. So
New Jersey staple, you mean
Chuck E. Cheese was everywhere, man.
Yeah.
No, but like
it wasn't just in New Jersey.
But did you guys not see like the report that they did about Chuck E. Cheese? They did on HBO. John Oliver, the first Chuck E. Cheese was based off a trash talking comedian from New Jersey. That's what Chucky was supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, no, did not know that.
I didn't know that, and I don't think that helps New Jersey in its PR.
I know. Like that's not really a win for Jers. Niggas down shore are winning off of Chuck E. Cheese, nigga.
Gordon's so proud of Jersey, no matter what. Even when he says something, it's like, "Oh, y'all don't like that? Okay,
y'all don't realize that Chuck E. Cheese is based off a nigga from Newark. Come on, man. It's a rat, and it's Newark. Rats talk shit in Newark. They so big they will talk shit, and they will eat your pizza in Newark.
And
that's right.
Clown you your family.
Because Newark is like the Hunger Games, which is another trailer we watched. The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's the prequel to the
transition.
Yep, it's the prequel to the Hunger Games film series starring Jennifer Lawrence. This has I didn't know the cast was like this. Jason Schwartzman, Viola Davis. You got Rachel Zegler from West. I was gonna say West Coast Family, West Side Story. Yeah, this is I think for me, as someone who read the Hunger Games and saw the movies, I think this is interesting. You get like a prequel to like get an idea of like why Snow became who he is, which is Donald Sutherland character. But what were your all's quick thoughts?
I saw this trailer like a while ago, and I'm excited for it. Super excited for it. I like the storyline that they put in the trailer already, and like I'm on board. I watched every single film. I didn't get to read the books. I think my sister and my brothers did, but like I just hopped on when they went to the movie to see it, and I like the franchise, and I kind of want to see it keep going.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't care. I'm probably not going to watch this film. I wasn't really impressed with the films. So like this is just one of those things. I'm like, oh, okay, a prequel to Hunger Games. Okay, I don't necessarily care to see this, but okay. I hope people who do like the franchise and have read the books, they feel fulfilled with this. But for me, it's I don't. It's not a needle pusher.
We appreciate your well wishes. Justin.
I wish everyone well. I wish everyone well.
But speaking of franchises, Mission Impossible 7 released their newest trailer. Tom Cruise clearly wants to die on set, and I'm all here for it. Paying for a movie theater ticket to keep watching him do these death-defying stunts. I don't care what the plot is of the mission. It just seems cool. And you got my girl Haley Atwell from the Marvel movies. So I'll be there. What about y'all?
I feel so naive because not till I watch, like, this was the trailer I watched last because I didn't want to watch it. I'm not a huge fan of the Mission Impossibles. That might be a shocker to people, but I just realized like Mission Impossible is just America's version of James Bond, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good way to put it. Just without the recasting, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay. It's like Missouri's version of James Bond. And I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm like, it's just Missouri's version of James Bond. And I'm like, I don't want it at all.
Why you gotta throw Missouri under the bus? Justin, what are your thoughts?
I'm down for the Mission Impossible films. I mean, unlike Gordon, I wish all films well. No, I love, I love the stunts and things like that. And Tom Cruise, being the fact he does his own stunts and he actually does that kind of work, it does kind of elevate, a lot of the films that he's doing. And Mission Impossible has been pretty solid, for a long time. So, it's one of those staples where, like, if you're gonna go and give your money, that you're gonna come out you're gonna at least have some fun with it, unlike other long-standing franchises.
That's very fair. Yeah, and I think that's what it's about. It's about like stunt work and like, are you showing me something like that I haven't seen before, or giving me something that I didn't know I needed, especially in an action film? Like that's how I feel about the Extraction 2 trailer, because Extraction like had some really cool sequences, but as a whole, as a film, like I feel like it fell flat. But this new trailer, I'm like, some of these angles and just the way they're doing some of the fight scenes and shit, I'm like, I'll fuck with this. Like there's some wild stuff. It almost reminded me kind of The Raid a little bit, which I'm like, okay. And Chris Hemsworth, I think he does a lot of his own stunts when he can. I think he has like a health issue though, right? Where he's like pulling back from doing movies.
Well, no, he recently found out that he is highly susceptible to, I think it was like dementia or something like that. So it made him really kind of, think more about his future and things like that, and wanting to spend more time with his family.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
This trailer made me
like dementia or something. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying the trailer just made me want to rewatch Extraction, because I was like, at first I watched Extraction, then it was like you, Brandon. I didn't think it was much, and then I see all this trailer. I'm like, all right, maybe I should give it another shot. This trailer looks better than the first film, and it's got me going. Yeah, I'm going to want to go look back and see how they improved.
I just hope that this trailer isn't like just giving us all the good parts of this film, and then you're gonna watch this and be like, oh, it's the first film but just worse, and they just had some cool parts.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the first teaser when he's doing like the jail breakout or whatever's happening there, but with this, and then coupled with the train scene that we saw in the new trailer, I think there's some promising set pieces here. But like you said, Justin, if it's all like in the trailers, then it kind of sucks. But hopefully it's not. We got a TV series trailer. Did you guys watch The Bear on Hulu by any chance?
Yeah,
season 1.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On FX, one of my favorites.
It was a huge summer hit. Season 2 is coming out, which, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the first season, but it's like the first season's about like this kind of hole in the wall, place that specializes in like beef sandwiches and stuff. And it's ran by Jeremy Allen White's character, who was a great, fantastic actor before the show. He was amazing on Shameless. And now they're trying to open up a legit restaurant. And so you see some characters going to culinary school and stuff. I think with that cast and the setup, I think it's gonna be really interesting, especially as someone who's always been interested in opening a restaurant and stuff, seeing the business in what it takes to get permits and doing construction shit. I think that's going to be really interesting and great fodder for TV drama. The only thing, sorry.
I like the fact that you said good TV is watching someone go get a building permit.
Did you fill out Form 97 yet? And you just watch in real time someone filling out a form and shit. This is captivating TV, y'all. Just ordinary life.
Gordon, what do you say?
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of the first season of The Bear. The reason I even jumped on board is because I was a fan of his from Shameless. I wish that he would do more projects that did involve him in Chicago.
Yeah, because he's from Brooklyn, right? He's like from Chicago.
Yeah, he's getting typecast as somebody from Chicago all the time. I'm like, all right, cool. Get your money, homie. But I'm super excited to see how they grow the show. And I'm hoping they get a third season because like season 2 looks like it's going to be pretty great.
Yeah. The only thing is, sorry. I was going to say the one of the writers from this show, he was one of the people that came out of the WGA. Because this show got a lot of nominations, and one of the writers like was so broke that he had to like essentially borrow money to like get a bow tie and shit, and like had negative balance in his bank account. So this is an example of like the writers' room getting squeezed for streaming content.
I follow him on Twitter. Is very, very nice dude. His story is like amazing. Like to even go to the awards where they were honoring the writers, he had to borrow a suit from his brother-in-law, and then he borrowed money from his wife to get a tie so he could look the part, so he could go there. And like it was a heartbreaking story. The nice part about it though, one of the sports shows I listened to donated money to his Venmo. Not even like a GoFundMe. They just sent him money on Venmo because they like what he was doing with the protests. And he cleared, last time I saw it, like $20,000 so he could keep protesting.
Wow.
Nice.
So, well, shout outs to him, and I hope the strike ends pretty soon and everybody get their fair wages, man.
Yeah, Justin, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. It's fine. I was like, I've never seen the show. I haven't seen the show. But like, you know, I'm kind of interested. I didn't know it existed, so I'm kind of interested in kind of checking it out. Also, much like why do I sometimes try to call Brandon Jackson? Jesus Christ.
Because I remind you of your son. That's
no,
so
you don't. If you were my son, oh boy.
Whoa.
But like I've always wanted to open a restaurant, and when I was in college,
we should open a restaurant together, man.
Hell no.
Not. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
I would much rather y'all open rival restaurants across the street from each other.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Because Brandon's restaurant would be some weird theme thing. Mine would probably have a weird theme as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And we have combating themes, which we're secretly working together just for the press.
That's so stupid. But
when I was in college, me and my roommate, we we had like an apartment off campus, and like, you know, we like oh, we're making food, you know, invite people over, you know, for dinner and stuff like that. And so it's my boy Scooter, and so we were just like, yo, we should open up a restaurant called Jutes, Justin and Scoots. And like every time somebody comes in, we take a picture of them and we put it on the wall like an old Italian restaurant. But it's just in our apartment.
Why?
That's some crazy shit.
And we still to this day is like, man, we still haven't got Jutes off the ground.
All right, so one of the other trailers we watched is speaking of food, Flaming Hot, which is the origin of the Flaming Hot Cheetos. This is directed by Eva Longoria. It's going to be coming out on Hulu in early June. I'm interested because I didn't know there was actual story to tell about Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yeah, man.
Classic, baby.
Yeah, man.
Do y'all like Flamin' Hots?
Huh? Yeah. Who doesn't fuck with Flamin' Hots, baby?
Hold on. Did you just see Yuvia's eyes just light up? She was like,
she said in the chat, as a Mexican, yes. Okay, that makes. I mean, that's who they literally, you know, test with on in the trailer.
No, that's who made it. That's who created it.
Yeah.
You think some white dude sitting at Pepsi was like, you know what? We need to spicy these chips up.
Yeah. They're either Mexican or Jamaican. That's the only people who would think of some shit like that.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, what do you guys thoughts
love-
on the trailer?
I love one casting in particular. The young boy who got TikTok famous from doing the sketches with his dad. He plays the son in this, and his dad passed away, and now he's in the film, and like that just melted my heart. I'm like, yo, I'm definitely gonna check it out now.
I didn't know that.
No, I was gonna check it out either way, but I'm like, it made me get on board even more.
Okay.
I know, but now I just feel bad for this freaking kid. It was like his dad passed away. How's his dad pass away? Like, what? Why'd you break my heart with that, Gordon? Shit, I didn't know that.
Now you gotta watch. Now everybody gotta watch the movie 5 times so you can get more acting rules. Boom.
There you go.
Boom.
But like, the story, right off the bat, just the way they played it's just very interesting. It's very interesting, and I also love to see stories about like the person behind the thing who like nobody knows about, and I just that's just, even though it's a story about fucking flaming hot Cheetos, it is kind of uplifting because you also see a person from a community who typically doesn't get any love from what they do and what they bring to the table, being presented and being like, yo, this is this thing that you like, that's ours. I love that aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last trailer. Wait.
You didn't say anything about it. Are you gonna watch it?
I didn't.
Do you eat flaming hot Cheetos at all?
I mean, I eat regular Cheetos, but I want to see the movie though. I'm excited. I got a screener. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Oh man, all right.
But yeah, my wife loves flaming hots.
They got a menthol Cheeto now too, right?
No, that's
fuck.
Yo,
it's a cool Cheeto. I'll send it to you guys.
I don't want you to send that to me.
Why not?
You don't need to do that.
That sounds like you're gonna send one Cheeto in an envelope.
That's what it did sound like. He's gonna ship us a Cheeto.
I sent it to you. He's getting one Cheeto in an envelope, all stale shit, all cracked up. It's like it's just powder.
Postmark from Gordon from fucking Newark. You're like, oh, why do I get a chip from Newark? The last trailer we watched together was Killers of the Flower Moon, which is based on the book about the Osage murders and the birth of the FBI, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Jesse Plemons, directed by Martin Scorsese. It apparently got a great response at the Cannes Film Festival, even though it's over 3 hours. But
Scorsese.
Apparently the woman that plays Leonardo DiCaprio's wife, who's an indigenous actress, she apparently is phenomenal in it, which is great because Justin and I always talk about getting representation for that community, and as long as they're being true about the rape and pillage of their community, I'm interested to see what they do, even though it is a lot of white creatives behind this story. But what were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, Brandon, you know how I feel. I love me some Native American people, Native American stories.
Yep.
So like I'm here for it. Unfortunately, we know what this is going to be. In the veil of whiteness. But it unfortunately also the Native American story is masked in the veil of a veil of whiteness because of exactly what happened to them, over the history. But I mean, it looks very interesting, and I just can't wait to hear more about it. And also, I mean, you got Leo, you got Bobby D. Come on now, you know what it is.
It's got a stat who's who of the white male actors.
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it's very, very white, and I like Scorsese films. I think they're very long. I wish he would cut a lot more.
That's what she said.
This looks like, out of all the ones that you sent me, this had me like, all right, I'm gonna watch this. But like midway through watching, I'm like, ugh. I started getting that, so white. Oh, this is white. Oh God. Oh, all right. So like, I think it looks beautiful, but visually beautiful. But like, I'm not super excited to be watching it because I'm like, all right, it's about to be some bullshit.
Yeah, I will say, like, I think that, it had a budget of $200 million, which I'm curious to see where that went. Apple TV is just they're just throwing money in the toilet. But yeah, the actress Lily Gladstone, I mean, Hollywood and journalists have already started showing their ass by asking her what it was like, what lessons she learned from Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, and not Robert Downey Jr., but Robert De Niro, versus them asking, her, like, what did they learn from you? What I mean?
Exactly.
Because she's representing the community she's representing the people that are within the community that the film is, telling the story about. So it's just, it's like asking Demon Husu, like, what did you learn from Steven Spielberg on Amistad? Versus like, oh, what did they learn from me and my culture and my background that made me the right person to play this role? Let me tell you, white person.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's we all know how this shit goes. That's why we need to be out here asking these celebrities questions, those actors and creatives, like, the right questions, so we get the right representation.
Can I ask y'all this question? Have y'all been clicking on this movie on Apple for like the past couple months? Because they've been promoting it like for like months on Apple, and I would always see it. I'm like, oh, this looks nice. And I click it, and they're like, coming soon. I'm like, fuck. I've been doing that for like 3 months straight now.
No, I don't have Apple TV Plus. I get the screeners, but I don't have like the actual app or anything like that.
Wait, you got a DVD player or something like that?
No, I get like digital screeners and shit.
Oh, okay.
They still send DVDs though, like it's 2007 though. It's weird.
Yeah.
Who still got a DVD player?
I mean, I just have my PS5. That's how I watch shit.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I can't even give away the DVDs anymore to people. They're like, I don't have a DVD player. I'm like, shit. So,
yeah.
Send them to me.
But Gordon, thank you so much for joining us for our movie news and trailer reactions. I know we went a little bit long, and folks, you got a juicy one this time. You got a lot of thoughts.
Baby.
We were all over the place. Be sure to sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/media popcorn. Support the fucking show. Okay. Justin don't have no lights on in the background. We need lights on when we're recording, folks. So please sign up for Patreon, support us financially. But
you just mad because I got like actual studio lights, so I don't need lights behind me.
That's fair.
I'm illuminated and lighted the correct way.
All right. Well, Gordon, tell the people how they can follow you, and also tell them about Drunk Black History that you got coming up.
Hey, everybody. I am Gordon Baker Bone. You can follow me at Baker Bone on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on my website, bakerbone.com. That's all one word, BakerBone.com. I have a podcast that I do with Jerome Russell and my homie Mel Dion. It's called The Bad Advice Show. If you guys join that, I got a Patreon over there too. We just give out bad advice to people. Brandon knows what kind of advice I give out. So you could join that, The Bad Advice Show.
Bad stuff.
But the real reason I'm here was to tell Justin he has a lovely home.
There's only one.
I want to be invited over. Like, you have a nice fan back there, bro.
Oh, but Gordon, remember, you can't bring nobody that's unannounced to Justin's house.
That's true.
Because Gordon's done that
this
before.
is shoot niggas country.
Okay. I won't be doing that.
No unintended niggas.
Hey, that's what, I always bring a friend. But the reason I'm here is to promote Brandon and I's terrific project, Drunk Black History, that we're doing June 18th. And the special reason why you should guys check it out is because we're doing it on Father's Day. Also, it's a brunch show. Come see us get brunch drunk. We usually get champagne sipping is what we go.
Mimosas, baby, putting that in my mouth, and then I'm gonna tell you some Black history. It's gonna be dope.
We might make a Thug Passion. So, if you know, you know. So, if you can't be in Brooklyn and see us live on June 18th, you can stream it through the website. What's the website again, Brandon?
Yep, drunkblackhistory.com. That's where you can get your tickets for our Juneteenth show on, again, Sunday, June 18th. Gordon, thank you so much for joining us, bro.
No problem,
folks,
bro.
You know, you can follow me at American Collins, AmericanCollins.com. Again, tickets for Drunk Black History Juneteenth on Sunday, June 18th, available at drunkblackhistory.com. And you can follow the show at Medium P Podcast and all the socials. And then you can subscribe at youtube.com/media popcorn for our videos, so you get to see our ugly mugs, as well as get alerts about all future reviews and celebrity interviews that we have on the channel. And Justin, if people want to follow you as well as support the show financially, again, what can they do, my brother?
we struggled through that.
Oh yeah, I mean, between me trying to say words and Gordon,
And Gordon
showing
holding up flaming hot
menthol
Cheetos and menthol
yeah.
Cheetos. I'm like, what is happening right now? But guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It on the socials. But you can also self-support this show, patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages.
Right.
The rant, what am I watching, bonus episodes, our backlog, all on Patreon. But let me tell you guys, leave us a voicemail. We want to hear your voices. 347-508-0978. And also leave us those 5-star reviews. We can't stress enough how much we love those 5-star reviews.
That's so creepy. We want to hear your voices. Come and haunt us. Put some butter in
I
our
never
ears.
said anything about haunting. I just said we want to hear your voices.
I'm worried that somebody gonna haunt me. Especially that dude that emailed us hating your Paddington 2 review.
Yes, and
the hatred comes every few months, Gordon.
I know, I love
Justin's Paddington 2 review. I mean, I feel like Justin, I think you gotta like figure out what's that emptiness in your heart, bro.
Oh,
I went to watch
the emptiness in my heart is the fact that Paddington isn't buried in that hole. In my heart, he needs to be buried in that hole, so no, he never has to be seen again. That is the emptiness. Is actually Paddington's rotting corpse. It's not where it should be.
Jesus Christ, you're like the Grinch. What's wrong with you?
The Grinch of Paddington Pass.
No, but the Grinch turns it around eventually. I don't think Justin's turning it around.
I don't think
no. I'm spinning it right back, right into the bad stuff. Look, let's recorrect the ship.
I actually always wanted to do like a dark twist ending for the Grinch. You know, at the end when he's cutting the roast beast and shit for the Who's. What if he had poisoned that shit? And he's like, you know what? If I can't beat him, let me Trojan horse this shit. Make them think that I've been redeem myself, and I take them all out in one fell swoop.
This is why I don't do DC. You see that? This is why I don't do the DC universe.
I told you I'm gonna be a supervillain if I have my choice. All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.